Hey everyone, welcome to my spiritual awakening channel. Big shout out there to your spiritual soul. It really gave me the advantage to be able to make these videos. I got I'm a bit camera nervous as you can see from my last video, and I just fucking just paused. I just stopped the fucking video straight away because I ran out of words to say and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Um, First of all, I just want to show you a video about what the monks have been using to rewire their brains and shit like that. So there's a way to reprogram your brain so you can be smarter, wealthier, successful and shit like that. So you can make all your dreams come true. Yeah, this video here, it's only a 5-minute video, so don't worry people. But this will really help you why the monks use this shit to, it's really important that everyone watches it. I think so anyway, so if you can, I'm gonna grab this camera.
So how come nothing new ever happens in our life? I mean, the quantum law works, and we know that
Sorry,
it does.
I just gotta flip this over.
Then how come we keep having the same relationships, or the same jobs, or the same circumstances in our life? How come it's so routine and predictable that it seems that Newtonian physics is the law? Because we haven't mastered this idea called observation. So this one particular researcher says, well, who do I know that knows how to pay attention really well? So he gets on the phone, he calls the Dalai Lama, and he says, can you send me your 8 best guys? I mean, I want to study these guys, and I want to see what happens in their brain when they're focusing on a single-minded thing like compassion, or divinity, or unconditional love. Now, these guys, by the way, had over 40,000 hours of focused meditation. They spent over 40 years practicing. While you were laying on a beach, they were focusing on single-minded thought. And then they said, let's take a control group, just a group of people that are just average people, and we'll use the monks, and we'll teach them how to do this thing called focused concentration, what science is now called paying attention. By the way, the average human being loses their attention span 6 to 10 times a minute. That's why only a few subatomic particles actually pay attention to our mind. So he said, okay, we're going to hook these guys up to these brain scans, particular ones called EEGs. And EEGs measure electromagnetic frequency that the brain emits. And so they took 256 electrodes and they covered their whole entire head. Can you picture these monks, with the things? And then they ran all the feedback into a computer that created a holographic picture of the brain, and they were able to begin to measure brain activity. They said to these monks, be your normal self. They took 8 of them, be your normal self. And then they said, okay, now listen, you guys, pay attention to compassion. Just close your eyes and pay attention to compassion. The moment they did that, all of a sudden, the frontal lobe lit up so much that the scientists had never seen that type of activity in that part of the brain. Now then they took the control group and they said, all right, you guys, pay attention to one thing. And of course, what happened? My back hurts. How long is this going to take? I don't really want to do this. Am I doing it right? I wonder what my kid's doing. I got to buy dinner, all that stuff. And guess what happened to their frontal lobe? Meh. Nothing. Nothing. Now, in one particular monk, there's a part of the frontal lobe on the left side, which is really the happy spot in the brain. And this guy's left frontal lobe was so ignited that the scientists said, this guy's got to be the happiest guy in the world. They'd never seen activity like this before. But then the scientists began to think about this, and what they said was, maybe paying attention and concentration and observation is a skill. Just like tennis or golf, and you can improve it if you keep practicing it. Now think about this. The brain is the instrument that we use. It's the machinery for us to process thought. How many people will accept that? And it also has some automatic processes that allow us to function. But for the most part, it's the greatest area in the body where there's the greatest number of neurons clustered together. And where you have the greatest number of neurons clustered together, you have the greatest intelligence. So the brain is the central clearinghouse of intelligence. Mind, by the way, is what the brain does. Mind is the brain in action. It's the brain at work. When we can measure a working brain, we're studying mind. So mind is when the brain is in action. So when we're using functional brain scans and we're studying how the brain works, we're studying this concept called mind. Then here's my question. If the brain is the instrument for intelligence or processing thought, and mind is what the brain does, if you can improve the way your brain works, who's doing the improving? And it's that nasty 13-letter word called consciousness. That's the only solution. Consciousness is our self-aware, free-willed individual that is really not the body, is not the brain, and is not the mind. As a matter of fact, consciousness is what manipulates the brain
basically
to produce mind. The brain processes 400 billion bits of information every second. But we're only aware of about 2,000.
So yeah, you got a good idea why the monks do meditation and stuff like that. And yeah, so sorry, none of my eyes has just been all sore lately. And that's why that's why one way of reprogramming your mind is through I am affirmations. So I am loved, I am a god, I have, whatever you want to be. You say, you got a lot of things out there that, yeah, almost everything of I am affirmations are out there. Don't worry about my words. See, I don't really give a fuck. I'm just out here trying to pass information on. So yeah, I don't really care how people think about me talking and shit like that. I'm just gonna come straight out with it. To all those haters out there who want to talk shit and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't really care. I'm just out here trying to help other people. So that's all that matters, right? And also, like, if you search up like chi energy, like all that type of shit runs all through our body. So like fucking, it's like law of attraction. My next video, I'm gonna be doing a video on like the law of the universes. So yeah, everyone knows what that is. So I'll be doing a video on that next. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in my next video.